to SportsCenter with breaking news from the NFL. The Miami Dolphins seem to have made their decision. They hope to hire Patriots linebackers coach Brian Flores. He is, again, considered the top defensive assistant for this team, currently the de facto defensive coordinator. He has called plays for the team on defense this season since the departure of Matt Patricia last season. But again, Brian Flores is the man the Miami Dolphins hope to call their newest head coach when the Patriots season comes to an end. As for who exactly he is, well, again, he's in his third season as the Patriots linebackers coach. Doesn't officially hold that DC title, but has been calling plays this entire season. He's been with the Patriots since 2004, spanning his entire NFL career. He did play football in college, a linebacker at Boston College. For more on this story, we have to go live to Foxborough and say hello to the man who gets credit for reporting this story first, our Jeff Darlington. Jeff, Brian Flores, why is he the Dolphins' man?
Well, look, I've had a number of conversations, Sage, in the past 24 hours about Brian Flores, and here's what it's coming down to. The Dolphins are targeting Flores, the first guy, by the way, that they interviewed in this process for a number of different reasons. But most notably, the one that stood out to me is the fact that they were not seeking necessarily someone who is an expert on offense or on defense or any specific spot on the field, but instead targeting a leader who could oversee the organization as a true head coach. That's what the Dolphins organization sought. That's what they believe they found in Flores on the outset of that first interview. Now, they did conclude the interview process with a number of other candidates since that point. That ended today. Flores now is the guy that they're targeting, but they can do nothing until the Patriots are done with their season, nor will they do that. The Dolphins intend to have complete respect for this situation. There have been no negotiations, no formal offers, but the Dolphins would like to hire Flores, a guy who goes way back with Chris Greer, who now oversees the Dolphins organization, as their next head coach, Sage.
Yeah, again, this is all dependent on when the Patriots season ends as far as when the Dolphins get their way. But again, with a lot of talk this week about whether or not minorities will be hired for some of these vacancies. And if the Dolphins get their way, Brian Flores would be the first minority head coach hired this week of all the 8 jobs that have been available. Jeff Darlington, again, with credit for reporting that story first. Now, they've got a lot of work to do this offseason, but narrowing in on Flores is a step in the right direction for a team that struggled last season. They went 7-9, and they've missed the postseason. This year was the 9th time in the last 10 seasons. You see that cap space? That's not that great compared to other teams, 27th most in the NFL, but their pick in the draft in 2019, 13th, right in the middle. And the big question, we've talked about it before on SportsCenter a ton, Ryan Tannehill, does he come back? Is he your starting quarterback in Miami? So, Brian Flores, potentially the head coach there. That's one big question he will have to answer coming up. Kevin?
Sage, for the Patriots perspective, Mike Reese joining us now. Again, Sage talked about it. He's the linebackers coach there, but he played a bigger role with the Patriots defense this season after Matt Patricia left for the Lions. What more can you tell us about Flores' background?
Well, you know, Kevin, building off what Jeff was reporting, let me tell you what Devin McCourty, a Patriots captain and safety, told me about Brian Flores in December. He said, leadership is something he's meant to do. It's in him, even if it's outside of just X's and O's in football. And this was told to me the week after the Patriots lost to the Dolphins on that final play, the 69-yard remarkable play at the end of the game that defeated the Patriots. What I was told was that Brian Flores stood in front of all of his defensive players and said, that's on me, and that really resonated with the players. They have great respect for Brian Flores, a leadership void here for the Patriots if he goes to the Dolphins.
You mentioned respect. How does Bill Belichick view Flores?
Well, so Bill Belichick has been grooming Brian Flores, who came up through the organization, starting in personnel and then as an assistant coach and now the defensive play caller this year. How would he replace him? Usually, Belichick looks in-house or within his own sort of football family, if you will. You know, it is someone like a Greg Schiano. Now, it's speculatory, but when they said he wasn't going back to Ohio State to pursue opportunities in the NFL, some connected the dots to Belichick because they're very close. Someone like that or someone in-house would generally be the way Bill Belichick would look in a situation like this.
Mike Reese with much more on this story. Brian Flores, and you see the Belichick tree and Matt Patricia, his first season with the Lions, just 6 wins. Bill O'Brien, his success with the Texans, getting to the postseason. Eric Mangini, 14 games below 500. The jury's still out on Josh McDaniels, who decided to return and stay in New England another season, and Romeo Crennel, now an assistant on that Texans staff, his time with the Browns as a head coach. Sage?